Hi everybody, welcome. It's Monday night, 8 p.m. Eastern, so that means it's time for Stamping with Denise. Sorry there, adjusting my volume. Nice to see you. Hope you had a great weekend. Let me pull this up on the computer and see here. If I give everybody a second and I'll pull this up on the computer. So, okay, there we go. Sorry I had my hand over the screen there, or over the camera there. I don't know what I was doing. So let me get this shared. Okay, so it's so nice to see everybody. Like I said, I hope you had a great weekend. I hate to say, but summer is going to be over before we know it, and I am not a happy camper, but whatever. Hi Diana and hi Paula, nice to see you both. Welcome. So, I guess we'll go ahead and get started. You may recall that last week I made this shadow box card. And it's three-dimensional. You can see in there, and it'll fold flat to go in an envelope. And you have a chance to win the project I work on by sharing my video, but you have to comment shared because I don't always see when everybody's shared. And the winner of this card is Paula Avion. So Paula, I've got your address and I will get your card out in the mail to you. Yay! Thank you. I really do appreciate when you share my videos. It helps other people learn about me. Maybe they're interested too. So I'm so glad that you shared. Thank you, Paula. And my other big news, hold on, I'm going to get out of the camera for just a second here. I finally, this weekend, got to play with my new die cutting machine. It's the Stampin' Emboss, I think is what they're calling it, and I like it. I like it a lot. It's sturdy, and I don't think I'm going to use it today. I used it a lot when I was preparing for today's card, but I think we're going to have plenty to do today. But I like it a lot. It feels really nice. It's really easy to use. And I didn't always have to hold the top of it when I was cranking it. So I thought that was good. And I like that it folds up. It doesn't feel quite as heavy and quite as awkward if you're taking it somewhere. So, okay. I think what I'll do is I will go ahead and put the camera up in the holder and we'll go ahead and get started. Okay, so hang tight while I flip you around. Close your eyes if you get motion sickness. Let me get set here. Whoops. Whoops. Okay, well, I'll have to fix that later. Make sure. Okay, there we go. So, I wasn't sure what I was going to play with today, but I had a couple stamp sets that I hadn't put any ink on yet, and I was trying to decide. And I decided tonight for tonight I was going to do something with this bundle. It's called the what is it? The right angle. What's it called here? Hang on. The right triangle bundle, I believe it's called. You know, when I first saw it in the annual catalog, I'm like, oh, that's really cool, but you know what? I don't know that I need it. I gotta tell you, I'm kind of a geometry geek. I do not like math, but I loved geometry. It was the only math I was ever like really good at. And the funny thing too is if I doodle, a lot of times I'm doodling triangles. So I don't know, and I wasn't going to get it, but then this was in the holiday catalog, triangle, And I just love the samples that were in the holiday catalog. And I thought, I have got to have that. So then, of course, I had to have the dies to go with this. And well, if I was going to buy this, I might as well buy this and get a 10% discount on it all. So I've got it. I'm not going to use this tonight. We will do something with it. But I am going to play with these. Everything from tonight is these dies and this stamp set. And I also, well, let me show you a couple of the cards that I made. You know, it doesn't look like much at first, but you know what? I really do like it. First card I came up with is this one, which is pretty much just stamped. I used this stamp right here, the one with the circles in it, and this I just did freehand, nothing fancy. Used Rococo Rose, and I believe that's a Blushing Bride on top of Rococo Rose. And I thought it kind of came out cool. And I have petal pink ribbon there, and I stamped the sentiment in Rococo Rose. So I thought that was really neat. And so, you know, you could do any colors. You've got the circles, you've got this little gingham square, you have polka dots, some flowers. This one's just leaves here. Lots of options for that. So I thought that would be I kind of like that card. It was really super simple. This is one of those things where the piece you're stamping on, make it a little bigger so you can trim it up, okay? And you start with the center and work your way around. But I liked that once I got done with it. Okay, the next card I made was this one. And that used this big stamp set. And initially, I'm going to show you, where'd it go? Oh, initially, this was my first one. It was the sample I saw, it was like this on the card and just had a sentiment here. I'm like, yeah, that's nice. But I was playing with it. I'm like, I want to put, so I put this piece of designer series paper. This is one of our new in colors, Just Jade. And I played with the direction and I kind of liked it this way. I put some ribbon behind it, and I thought this very scripty writing was a nice juxtaposition with the geometric shapes. And so I thought that was kind of a cool cool layout. I like that. I think you could use just part of this. I did put this stamp on my Stamparatus. You can see right here, the reason I restamped it, I kind of had a little bit of double ink there. I mean, it's not bad, but I didn't like the way that looked. So I restamped it. I used my Stamparatus so that I could go back if I didn't get it all, and which I had to, but I think it came out really nice. I like the layout, and really simple card to make in the big scheme of things, nothing hard. And then the final card I played with was this Happy Birthday card, where I just chose blue. You can tell each of my cards kind of had a color theme. I didn't intend it that way, just kind of the way it worked out. You know, you start creating and it's like, boom. So, on this one, I just literally scraps of cardstock. I think this is soft or Seaside Spray. This one's the Misty Moonlight. This is Pacific Point and Night of Navy. And I literally scraps. I use this stamp right here just to put a little design on it. And I wanted to keep it gender neutral, although it's a blue, so it'd probably go to a gentleman. Really, you know, you could put flowers or hearts on it, do it in pink, and then it's very feminine. So I thought that was kind of cool too. I do have to tell you, initially I had planned to attach these triangles right to my card base. And so I thought, what am I going to use? And I put a piece of washi tape down the bottom, thinking it was low tack enough that it would not tear the cardstock, but it would help me keep my line straight. Well, I kept my line straight, but it tore the bottom of my cardstock. So what I ended up doing, I cheated. I cut the cardstock strip off of the card I was making and applied it to a different base. So that's kind of, you know, you still make it work. And super easy to do, and I threw a few gems on there. I contemplated some gems on there, but didn't. I put a couple pearls on that. So those were some cards I made yesterday playing with this bundle, and I'm liking it. I really am. I think there's a lot of possibilities, and me being kind of a geometry geek, I think it'll be fun. So we're going to do something different. This one really is going to have very little stamping and mostly just cut out shapes. Okay, so this is where I get to use a lot of my used my new machine yesterday. I can't believe I'd had it since Tuesday and hadn't used it. So I kind of sort of laid this out in my head to see if it works. I decided to use the Playing with Patterns Designer Series paper because, again, we've got some very geometric shapes here. The patterns are circles and stripes and things like that. So I thought it kind of lent itself to this card. And we're going to make a design on this piece of cardstock. It is 4 by 5 1/4, and this is going to, then we'll apply this to our card base. But I just think that this makes it so much easier than trying to do it right on the card base. So I'm going to kind of start by laying out some of the bigger ones the way I had kind of, once I get a couple of key ones in place, then I think that we can get it all put together here. So bear with me. This might be a little bit fidgety, for lack of a better word, but so I've got a couple things that I have to make sure they fit before I glue them down. So let's see, I want to put this one. Let's see, which one do I want? I think I'll put this one right up here. You can kind of see where I'm going. And I just chose Balmy blue for my card base. It's not really in this paper, but you know what? I think it's okay. And let's see, I want a smaller one. Let's use this one and put it about right like that. Okay, so I wanted to make sure that I could get it all on across this side right here, and then the others will kind of fit in. I think we got it. So I'm going to start by laying this down here. I am going to use my little tweezers. I debated about what kind of adhesive to use. A little. And I played with the idea of like the adhesive sheets. What's going on here? You know, this happened yesterday too. I've never had one clog up till this one, and it did when I started to use it yesterday. Let me get a pin here. I thought that was so odd. Whoops, now I got glue on that. I have to clean that up later. Okay, try this again here. So, I don't know, I didn't want to deal with all of the adhesive strip, you know, stuff. So I thought, well, I'll just use, plus this gives me a little bit of wiggle room here. Okay, so that's going to go there. And really, you can put this any way you want. I kind of, like I said, I kind of played with it yesterday, so I sort of know. But we're going to have a couple layers of triangles here. And we'll see how this comes out. Let's see, let's put this right about like so. For some people, this is a little bit too fiddly, but I kind of like it. Again, I like geometry. I like that kind of stuff, so I find this kind of relaxing. So, have you all picked your favorite sets from the new August to December mini catalog? And if so, what are they? I'd love to know. Because for me, it's too early to be doing Christmas stuff. I'll be ready to do Christmas stuff in about October. I know. I like Christmas, don't get me wrong, but I just think it goes, the season lasts way too long for my liking. Here, I guess I'll put that way. So this really isn't hard. It's just a matter of, you know, figuring out your shapes, where you want them, and how they're all going to fit. Okay, let's see. Let's put this one. Does that fit there? Perfect. So, you know, for the most part, you get your bigger ones placed, and you can fill in some small ones. And I think this could be a fun card for any gender. And the sentiment I have is going to, sorry, I didn't mean to hit the, for just about anyone. Let's see, is that, yep, see, I got that one over just a little too far. It's going to just hang over, but that's okay. I'm going to leave it like that. I'm going to turn it upside down while I put it on. But anybody have any last minute summer plans, trips, getaways, anything like that? I wish. I think we'll put this little one right up here. How's that sound? And you know, you could really do this with any of the designer series paper. The only thing you have to keep track of is if you've got a pattern on it that has a direction. You know, like the stripes, I wanted them to go a certain way, so I had to kind of be careful how I cut that out. So I was trying to make sure that they either went up and down, or either horizontal or vertical, you know, not kind of diagonal. But and this is a great way to, whoops, let's see, Facebook's telling me it's having trouble playing my video, so I'm not sure what's going on. Let's see what's going on here. Am I still on? I don't know what is going on. Hang on, folks, let me see. There we go, now I'm back. I don't know what happened there. No, I don't even remember what I was talking about. So, I was going to say, this is a great way to use up those last scraps of your favorite designer series paper that you just can't stand to throw away because they're too cute. So, I mean, literally, this was all cut from scraps. So, anyway, oops, let's do this one first here. We're almost done. I'm hurrying here. I know this is kind of fiddly, but this is why I've got all the stamping and the die cutting. And we'll get the new machine out another week, but the new cut and emboss machine, it's great. So I didn't need it. My old machine worked just fine, but you know, you gotta have a new toy, don't you? There we go. Just a few more here to put on for this layer. Let's see, what do I have here? Yep, that one, and this is backwards. That's okay here. And then I'll show you what we'll do with the second layer. Put that there. And you do, you know, because these are stitched triangles, they do have a front and a back. So you need to be careful, you know, when you're applying them that you're putting the right side the correct way. Whoops, see, it's a little bit crooked. There we are. Okay, that's kind of my layer one. So then I think it's playing with some other, I haven't got this, I just was kind of laying this out and kind of see what my second layer looks like. And for this we're going to use some dimensionals, okay? So I've got this one right here. Let's put a couple of dimensionals. I think what I'll do is I'll put, might cut these in half actually. Where's my scissors at? Probably should cut these ahead of time. That way I can get them kind of in the corners. Okay, let me cut myself some half pieces here. Which way do I want to cut them? I guess I'll cut it this way. Then I won't have to cut each one separately. Okay. Let's see here. This would be fun for kids to work on too, you know, not a lot of Stampin', it's mostly the die cutting and the, you know, attaching it onto the card. I think I'm going to put this one right here so you can see I'm going to start building a layer and some depth here, and I think it's going to look really cute when we get done. And I do have the sentiment already stamped and die cut out so that we don't have to worry about that. And I chose kind of a, I don't know where I'm going to put it yet. Again, I'm kind of still designing on the fly here. So let's see, where do I want to put this? Let's maybe like right here on top of that, kind of break up those larger ones. Can you see that? I love that. I like that dimension. It takes a little while to kind of show itself, but I think it's kind of cool. So did any of you like geometry? Or am I just the only one that's weird? It was the only math I ever did halfway decent at. Otherwise, I was pretty much a C student for math. What was your favorite class in school? For me, it was science, but that's not surprising considering I work in science now. Okay, we can do that. See, I got a few more here we can choose from. Let's see. I didn't put one of this size on here. See, I could put one like that, I suppose. Put another one here, and then maybe we'll put a couple tiny ones, and then we'll call it done. How's that sound? Here we go. Oops. Yeah, I'm just making sure that they're well supported so that, like, if it goes in the mail or something, it stands up. It doesn't get smashed in the mail. So, those of you that joined late, this is the right, I think it's called the Right Triangle Bundle. In the annual catalog, and there's a set in the holiday catalog that also uses these triangle dies. And should I be totally rebel and go that way? There we go. And I want to put, let me get some small, a couple of small dimensionals and put a couple of small ones on here. Let's see. Put it. Mostly it's just finding different little ones. I don't have too many extra little ones cut out. These are what I have here. So let me do this one here. Let's see. And let's see, where? I'll put it right up here. So, what do you think? Any more? And I really like the depth I get with that. It gives it some interest. You know, you could put some ribbon in there if you wanted. You can kind of do whatever. The one thing I ran over the edge just a little bit. I should have moved everything over just a skosh. But anyway, then I went ahead and used this sentiment from the Many Mates stamp set. It has some great sentiments in it. And a die from the Tasteful Labels die to put "You Are Just So Fabulous." I hate to cover up my little triangles down there, but what I think I'll do, maybe I'll attach this to my card base first, and then I will put my sentiment on and see where I like it. Now I'm going to glue this sentiment, or this base on, or the mat onto the card base, because since I've already got some dimension there, I don't want it too thick when it goes through the mail. Sometimes that can be an issue. So I'm just going to glue this one on, and I think that's okay. And you know, you can also add some, oops, I almost put this on upside down. I mean, not that it really has an up or a down, but you could put some gemstones or some kind of, you know, rhinestones or something that match it. See, and it blends right into the background, so the fact that it hangs over a little bit really doesn't make a big difference. So let's see, I'm gonna put a couple of dimensionals on here. I don't know, I'm kind of thinking this is where it goes. I'm gonna put it kind of low. What do you think? Dimensionals or some kind of embellishment? I don't know which one. I'm looking for some suggestions if anybody has an idea. So I think I was saying, if you're joining us late, I appreciate that you share my video, comment that you shared, and you get a chance to win the project we're working on tonight. So I mean, those, I think those sentiments, or those, gosh, embellishments, these little enamel dots have a lot of bright colors, and so maybe we'll put a couple of those on too for a little bit more dimension. Whoops. And then we will call it a day. Let's see. Let's do, I'm gonna stick with some, this is the is this Bumblebee? Is that what this, yeah. Bumblebee. And let's do a pink, because we got some of these pinks in here. And the jade here. See, I could have put the jade on the other one, but, and I like these, they kind of mirror the dots in there. I think I'll stop right there, because some, you know, they always say less is more. So I hope if you haven't looked at it, you'll look at it again and look at this bundle. It really is a lot of fun, and there are so many things you can do with it, even without a die, without die cutting. Where's my other one? Oh, here's my other one. I mean, you could simply stamp triangles here to make a card. So I hope you like that. And I want to thank y'all for joining me tonight. And I will see you next Monday then on Stampin' with Denise. You have a great week. Bye now.